All right, we got another installment of this interview series that I'm so happy to have started because now I get to talk to all my classmates. We got Beth in the house. She's our class president. And she's also our resident CrossFit coach. So I figured instead of going on a walk or going on a run, we're going to do a CrossFit workout, and I'll probably post at the end the warm-up that she put me through that already kind of demolished me a little bit. But it's all good. She designed this little workout with deficit push-ups, power snatches that I just learned 5 minutes ago, and we're going to be doing toes to bar. Besides that, we'll just get into the workout. We'll try to answer the questions. We'll see how it goes. All right.
Sounds good.
So I think first question is how do you know me? I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory, but do you kind of remember the first time that we met?
Yeah. Well, I remember one of the first times was we were actually studying for anatomy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think I just sent like a text, and I was just like, hey, does anyone want to come over and study? To her, and you're like, yeah, I'm down.
Well, I forgot we have a 626 Facebook
Oh,
chat.
was that the 626 Facebook chat?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot about that.
That we haven't used in like a year.
Yeah, I don't think anyone remembers that.
Also, before I was living by myself, so.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Were you living with the people with like all the animals in their house?
Yes.
Yes, dude.
They have like chickens in the backyard.
Oh my gosh. I remember you, talking about that when you came over to study. But it was a very effective study session.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you got a gym in the back?
And I remember we were sitting at lunch. This is like before the shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like you, me, Jeff, and I can't remember the last person, like Ryan or someone,
Mm-hmm.
who was sitting with us. And you were like, yeah, I follow the CrossFit Games. Or like, I watched them. And I was like, what? That's awesome.
I don't do any CrossFit at all, but real quick, before we get into the other question, what do you think about Matt Frazier retiring?
Oh, dude. I kind of saw it coming. Like, you want to go out when you're on top, right? So I was like, he can't do this forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a matter of time before he decides that he is done. I mean, I think it's exciting for the sport because he was just killing it, and then, you know, of course, every year it was like, of course, Matt's gonna win the games, like. Yeah. But now that he's out, I think there are a lot of guys gunning for the title.
Yeah. Do you have a prediction for the next winner?
I can't say that I'm super, like, 100% confident in any one person.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that Noah Olson's been wanting it pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I feel like he has a good shot.
Yeah.
Who else? Justin Medeiros.
Yeah.
Justin Medeiros is really good.
He's young. How old is
Yeah, he's, gosh, like 18. I don't know. 19?
Mm-hmm.
Something young.
Question is, do you think Tia Toomey's gonna start when she hits 5, or do you think she's gonna keep going?
Oh man, that's also a good question. I don't know, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
She might decide that's good enough, just like Matt, and just decide to do other stuff. She has so many other options.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like she could go on longer than Matt potentially.
Yeah.
But who knows? Good question.
Did you do your snatch?
I did. All right. Let's go for our toes to bar.
I guess second question, since we're talking about CrossFit, what are your prior work or career experiences in, and then what's your current trajectory career-wise?
That is a really good question. So when I started CrossFit was at the end of college.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, I just needed something new to propel me to keep exercising.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a former athlete, like, I wanted to be able to like still move and be functional. And it's like a part of me. I feel like just working out is something that like makes me more alive. Mm-hmm. So doing CrossFit was really awesome when I started, and I was like, yeah, I'm hooked. I'm gonna just keep doing this. But that was when I was pursuing a career of like software, like working in software and communications was my degree. So I was gonna stick with a desk job while doing CrossFit. And so I got a job coaching at Reason Fitness, where I still am today, and just did 40 hours a week at a software company. Nice. And the pay was good, and I would get off work after sitting on a computer for 8 hours and go straight to the gym, get a workout in. But after a couple years of working in that industry, I was like, man, my passion is in like moving and movement, and just the way that we coach CrossFit is so about movement quality and making sure that you're doing very similar things to the way that PTs do, like movement specialization. So I was like, that's something that I want to do for the rest of my life. I might as well pick something that I can do like 24/7 that I love. So that's what made me choose physical therapy. Nice. Are you done with your toaster bar?
I'm done with my half toaster bar.
Okay.
Because my core is not nearly as strong as your core.
Oh, just take some practice.
Yeah, and I haven't practiced nearly enough.
You're fine. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's switch up. So, push-ups. Are you doing 12? You're doing 12, right?
Yeah.
I definitely was not counting, so actually I'm not sure how many I did, but maybe that was 12?
I did 12 as good as the 12 that I could do.
That's great. That's all that matters.
Right. Alright, let's see. Third question. What's an issue that you think is important, but you don't think it's the necessary either attention or coverage that it deserves in the news?
That is such a good question. I think the evidence that we've found behind living a sedentary life and all of the comorbidities it produces and health problems, it's such a huge problem, and yet I feel like we don't put enough stock in changing that. Changing the way that people see exercise so that they don't like dread it, but they want to move. Like when I wake up in the morning and I sit at a computer for most of the day, I'm like, I want to move. I want to get outside. I want to do something. And our bodies weren't made to just sit around. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people have just gotten too comfortable with sitting around, and the importance of not sitting around is just too much to ignore. So yeah, there's been a big push for exercise recently in like, I don't know, even just like fashion and stuff. The whole like what's the name of the like luxury brand? Lululemon? Athletic? Yeah. Lululemon. Well, I know the name. But the name of like that luxury athletic like clothes.
Like athleisure?
Athleisure, yes, exactly. I can't believe I forgot that. But yeah, athleisure.
Oh my, that's like my whole wardrobe.
I know, same. That's why it's sad that I forgot that. But yeah, it's just like there's been a like big push for fitness, which is awesome, and I love to see that. But I think there's still so many communities and populations all over the world that that still have not really tapped into the importance of that.
Totally.
So, excellent question. And I hope to be, like as a PT, in the future, I hope to be like a change for that. And tell people how important it is to exercise.
So I guess the fourth question, kind of going off that same topic, is there a issue or cause that you're either more personally attached to, or you yourself are personally involved in, that you want more people to know about?
That is also a fantastic question. Boy, do you like ask everyone these same questions?
Yeah.
It's really good, really good. Here's a couple things.
Hey, you can say as much as you want.
Yeah, so I think CrossFit is one of them. I think that it has kind of a poor reputation, especially in the PT community,
Yeah.
of being like a reckless sport.
Well, I think at least for me, a lot of it comes from like when you watch competitions, is a lot of how many reps you can get in a certain time, and most of the highlights we'll just see kind of what it looks like at the end, where it's like they're going for the rep and then they miss it and then it's like, oh.
Oh, and just the quality of movement is just like
Right.
down to the ground. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think that's a huge part of it, is when they're watching people, because I mean, professional sports and like just just elite athletes, it's a whole different way of like doing things than just regular like working out. So like if you were to compare my CrossFit gym and like the normal 5:30 a.m. class that comes in there every day to get their workout in, to the CrossFit athletes and what they do when they're trying to compete and like win a competition,
Yeah.
it's you can't, there's no comparison. And I think that that's like a false like comparison, or a false like example of what
Or like it's not like truly representative.
Yes, totally.
What CrossFit is meant to be.
It's a generalization.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then, sorry, what was the question again? I thought of two things and then I can't remember.
Cause or issue that you're either personally involved in or you're currently working with that you want more people to know about.
Yeah, that was one. So I think the main thing is like when you walk into a CrossFit gym, you don't automatically assume that everyone there is just there because they just want to go hard all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have people who are like in their 50s and 60s and they're there to move, and so we focus on just quality movement for them, but at the same time getting them the high intensity like resistance and strength training and aerobic training that they need to be healthy.
Right.
And that's like the main goal. So I hope everyone realizes like sooner or later, like maybe CrossFit will get bigger, hopefully, but sooner or later realize like it can be applied in a very like safe and effective way to address the problem of like sedentary life and sedentary and comorbidities that come with sedentary life. Yeah. Nice, Wes. Keeping that bar close. Nice. Try to incorporate that rebend if you can, like after the full extension. Big extension and redrop. Nice. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Last question of the interview. What are your current goals? Either immediate, like this week or this month, or long-term out into the future?
Ooh.
As far out as you want to go.
Oh man. What are my goals? Well, as they say in a soap note, you can do your short-term goals and your long-term goals, right?
Yeah.
So I think my short-term goal would be to...
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
No, I forgot to put that in.
Oh shoot!
Oh man. Whoops.
Oh
All right.
shoot! I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh my God.
Wait, in the soap note for the practical? Oh, it's okay. It's like, I don't know if it's that big of a percentage of the practical grade.
I feel like no, it's not. It's like maybe like 2 points.
Yeah, it's like 2 points.
But it's like I don't know. I feel like feel like each class they do something like a little different. Like
Yeah.
like we didn't do the goals for Gen Med.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I changed it. Oh no! Shoot! Oh, I'm sorry, Wes. Oh man, what a bummer. Well, like we said, it's like 2 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, my sorry, I'm gonna grab my clips here.
Okay.
I think my short-term goal for at least this year is to be able to go through my rotations in the clinic and just say that I learned like as much as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And have a good relationship with my CI.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the most kind of intimidating things for me is imagining what my relationship with my CI is going to be like.
Yeah.
And I really, really want to have a good relationship with them. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to put that down here right now on YouTube.
And
so
just put it out into the universal thing.
Well, I'll pray for it and just know that like I'll just do my best on like my end to try to make that happen. But I know that sometimes it's not under our control. But yeah, so that's my short-term goal. Long-term goal, I kind of like mentioned this earlier, like as a future PT, but also someone who just is really passionate about fighting that sedentary lifestyle and making people like more healthy for like longevity's sake. I want to be able to make a difference in people's lives to say that I do that, because otherwise like my whole purpose of PT or going to PT was like, what am I doing? So
No, that's good. So as you're doing these snatches, I'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thanks to Beth for taking the time out of her day to teach me how to do these movements that I've always wanted to try doing.
They're great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And thanks for letting me bug her with these interview questions. As always, this series isn't without the people who let me bug them and answer these questions that I give them. And I think overall the goal is to get as many of my classmates to do this. I think especially in the pandemic age, I mean now we're starting to come closer together, but there's definitely a lot of people that I haven't really sat down and talked to and getting to know them. And I think with them being in our cohort, I think it's kind of a shame that I haven't been able to do that yet. So
totally. We have such a cool class too.
Yeah. So with that, thanks to Beth. Thanks to you guys for watching this. And I think either at the end or maybe down the week, I'll put in the low snatch tutorial of you showing me how to do that so others can learn how to do the movement too. All right, thanks. To the next one.